What's up, yogis? Welcome to BODHI. My name is Sesa and this is Camille. She will be practicing with us today for our 30-minute just feel good flow. So let's go ahead and we'll get started in child's pose. So if you want to sit towards the back of your mat on the tops of the feet and the shins, big toes touch. The knees can touch as well unless you prefer to open them, comfortable width apart. Arms can extend forward or down the sides of your body. Whatever feels good, right? And then wherever you end up, in whatever variation, whatever shape, go ahead and just close your eyes and land on your breath. Noticing how with every inhale, you're pulling that air into the body, but creating expansion, opening. And then as you exhale, not only are you pressing that air out, but the body literally kind of gets heavier, softer. And then we're just going to become a little bit more mindful of the breath. So let's go ahead and take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Send that breath to the hook of your tailbone. Feel your ribs expand out horizontally. And then open up the mouth and just audibly let it go. Do one more deep inhale through the nose. This time holding at the very top. Unless you're pregnant, you always want to keep breathing. And then open up the mouth and one more deep inhale through the nose to hold. This time will be a little different. Keep your lips sealed and we'll slowly exhale out the nose. And then just continue to breathe in and out your nose as slowly and as deeply as you can. And then if you're with me, you're going to slowly extend the arms a little further to the front of the mat so they become a little bit more active as you press into the palms, lifting the elbows and the triceps away from the earth. And then slowly go ahead and come to all fours or tabletop. Wrists stack under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And then with an inhale, lift the crown of your head up, pull the chest through, let the belly dip, the tailbone lifts. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone round the space between your shoulders as your head just falls heavy. Inhale, crown of the head lifts, belly dips, tailbone gets light. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, pull the belly in, let the head hang. So one more, inhaling cow, and then exhaling cat. And then inhale, come to neutral or flat back. And you're just gonna wag your hips side to side, right to left, and let your head go with it. Kind of stretching the lateral sides of the body, keeping the arms straight. Breathing. And then coming to center, go ahead and tuck your toes, exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. So you can pedal out the feet, come up and down on the toes, do what you need to do. Eventually the feet will rest hips distance apart, heels spin back and just slightly out, disappearing behind the toes. More important than straight legs is that the height of your hips, the hip creases are lifting, the front ribs are pulling in, creating length throughout the entire spine. And then you just begin to play with pushing the very tops of your thighs straight back to help anchor your heels down. The whole circumference of your palms press down. The triceps hug back as your shoulder blades wrap out. And then with an inhale, I want you to actually tuck your chin to your chest. Think cat pose through your shoulders as you roll forward to a high plank. And then you're going to bend your knees, not your elbows. Lift the hip creases, let your chest fall through, and then relax your head and neck. Inhale, tuck your chin, roll your spine forward, bend the knees, lift the hip creases, sway the spine up and back. One more, tuck the chin, inhale, spinal roll. Bend the knees, pull the hips up, let the spine get long. Now inhale, come forward, high plank. Drop to the knees. Lean your shoulders way out in front of your fingertips. Pull the belly and tuck your tailbone. And then with an exhale, you're going to touch your chest and your chin to the mat. Put the tops of your feet down and then roll your shoulders through and up, cobra, tops of the thighs and hips push down. And then exhale, pull the belly in, tuck the toes, lift the hips. So we're gonna piece that together, a spinal roll into that chin, chest, knee, chaturanga. Roll through, cobra, maybe up dog. And then exhale, downward dog. From downward dog, we'll inhale the right leg to the sky, flex to the heel, bend the knee, roll your right hip open, wrap the outer right shoulder down, pull the lower belly in. Now finding the tips of your toes of that left foot, exhale, pull your right knee down and across to your left elbow, and then circle the leg out to the right side of the room and then back up to the sky, opening your hip. Exhale, pull it down and across. Circle it out to the right and then up to the sky on your own, about 15, maybe 20 seconds. Following your breath, in and out your nose. And then with your next inhale, we'll lift the leg, open the hip. Exhale, pull the knee to your chest, look forward and gently step next to your right thumb. Plant the left hand where it is. Let's reach the right arm up towards the sky. We'll take a twist. Left heel drive straight back behind your big toe. Firm your left thigh bone up towards the ceiling. Hug the outer right hip back, but then also sink your sitting bone towards your right heel so you feel your calf push into your shin, knee stacks with your ankle. Left palm drives down, left shoulder rolls down the back. And then with an inhale, take your top arm up and overhead, palm facing the earth, tricep wraps down towards your cheek. Left side ribs draw towards your inner right thigh, leaning back, take an inhale. Now exhale, just let your right hand fall to the mat, pull your front leg straight, hips pull up and back, relax your head and neck, squeeze your inner thighs closer together. And then with an inhale, rebend your knee, reach your right arm to the back of your mat and then up to the sky, opening the chest. Exhale, take it over your head and then down to the mat as you straighten your leg. One more. Inhale, bend the knee, circle the arm back and up. Exhale, take it overhead, find the stretch, and then fold over a straight front leg. Relax the head and neck, find your breath. Add a little bend to that front knee. We'll lift the left leg to the sky, vertical splits. So hands stay as close to your right foot as you can get them. You can bend your elbows, you could bend your standing leg. Just make sure your top leg is active. The heel flexes, the inner thigh spins towards the sky as your outer left hip wraps towards the mat. Belly pulls in, head and neck hang heavy. And then bending your standing leg a little deeper if it's not already. Belly and chest might even touch your thighs. So as deep as you can bend that leg without lifting your right heel up off the ground. Now think cobra up dog in your shoulders as you pull your hands up to heart center. Belly pulls to the spine. Hug the right hip back, kick the left heel back, and then reach your arms forward, palms face each other just for a moment. Wrap those triceps down, palms maybe begin to shine up. And then lift your back leg, your arms a little higher, take an inhale. Exhale, just your hands down, vertical splits. Press your standing leg straight, relax the head and neck. Inhale, lift the left heel a little more. Exhale, left pinky toe to right pinky toe. So you cross the ankles. Inhale, think flat back. And as you exhale, walk your hands off to the right, as far off as you can get them, almost as if you're walking to the right, but even maybe behind you. But at the same time, hug the left hip crease back. Your main goal is to feel something going up the outer left thigh, the IT band. You could bend the front knee a little bit. That's your right leg at this point. Belly tight. Breath deep. Now cupping the earth with the fingertips. Again, inhale, think flat back. Lengthen the spine. Hug that left hip back. Now can you reach your right arm up towards the sky? We're going to take a kind of funky, awkward variation of a twist. As you lengthen through the left side body, finding the twist, can you create space between the right ribs and the hip? Leaning back a little bit more, take an inhale. Exhale, right hand down, come to center. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back, vertical splits. Exhale, left big toe next to the right big toe, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, halfway up. As you exhale, plant the hands, step, maybe jump back, chaturanga. The knee, chest, chin is there if you need it. Find your back bend with your inhale. And then exhale, downward dog. From downward dog, we're going to inhale the left leg to the sky. Bend the knee, open your hip, relax the head and neck, square off the torso. And then with an exhale, you're going to pull that knee down and across to your right elbow. Take it way out past your left arm to the side of the room and then up to the sky, opening your hip. Exhale, knee down and over to the right, a big circular motion to your left and up to the sky. And you go on your own, 15-20 seconds on this side. So try and make it as fluid as possible. So rather than choppy, pulling the knee to your right elbow, then tapping it to your left, think swiping, circles, brush strokes, whatever you need to do to make it fluid. And then the next time you inhale the leg up and open your hip up, stretch, take an inhale. Exhale, knee to chest, look forward and step next to the left thumb. Plant the right hand, will reach the left arm up. So the right heel pushes straight back behind your big toe so it's in line with your femur bone. That right femur bone or thigh bone is lifting up to the ceiling, trying to level out the back ridge of your pelvis. As the left hip hugs back, it's also sinking forward and down. That should help get that back ridge, the sacrum, nice and flat. Pushing into the right palm, roll the right shoulder blade down the back, pull the front body in. Make sure your front knee does stack with the ankle always. And then with an inhale, we'll take the top arm up and overhead, palm facing the earth. The tricep hugs down towards your face. As your face maybe looks up towards the sky, but it's not a requirement. Take an inhale. Exhale, left hand just falls to the mat. You pull your hips up and back, straightening the leg, relaxing the head and neck. Squeeze the inner thighs closer together. And then inhale, bend the knee. Reach your left arm back and then up to the sky. Exhale, take it overhead and then down to the mat, folding over a straight leg. So one more, bend the front knee. Think freestyle swimming in that arm. It circles back and then up. And then exhale, take it overhead, dive towards the earth, lifting the hips. Follow your breath. Little bend into that front leg so we can lift the back leg up, vertical splits. Fingertips as close to being in line with your toes as possible. Your elbows can bend and flare out. You can bend your standing leg, but flex the back foot. Wrap that outer right hip down, that back ridge of the pelvis. Remember, you want it neutral or square. Head and neck are relaxed. Your breath is deepening. And then we'll bend the standing leg as deep as we can. Don't let the back leg do the same thing. Peel the chest off your thigh. The belly pulls in as you draw the hands to heart center. Bent knee, warrior three. Try and get your belly to pull off the top of your left leg. Kick the right heel back. Hug your left hip back as you reach your arms forward. It's easier to do this here with a bent standing leg than it is with a straight standing leg, and I may prove my point later, maybe not. I'll leave it as a surprise. Inhale, lift your arms, your back leg, take an inhale. Exhale, hands down, straighten the standing leg, vertical splits. Relax the head and neck. Lift the right heel a little higher. And then exhale, pinky toe to pinky toe. Right leg crosses behind the left. Inhale, think flat back. And exhale, crawl your hands off to the left as far as you can, almost towards the back of your mat as you hug your right hip back. You can relax the head and neck for now, pulling the belly in, maybe bending your left knee, which is the front leg at this point. And if you're not already, you're going to cup the earth with the fingertips and think flat back. Lengthen the spine, lift the chest. Right hand stays down, we'll reach the left arm up. So that right side body, as the right hip pulls back, naturally is getting very long. So really focus on the left side. Try not to crease the left hip and ribs together. Breathe, expand the chest, open the shoulders, maybe look up, take an inhale. Exhale, left hand down, crawl the hands to center. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Lift the right heel up, flex it high. Exhale, right big toe next to your left big toe. Inhale, flat back. And this time, exhale, just release. Now the same flat back, inhale Tadasana, circle your arms to the sky, mountain pose, maybe watch your palms kiss. Exhale, hands to heart center. Surya Namaskar, inhale, circle the arms to the sky. Exhale, bow forward towards the earth. Inhale, glance out, flat back. Exhale, Chaturanga in your own time. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, and exhale, Adho Mukha. Now from downward dog, let's inhale the right leg to the sky. Bend the knee, open your hip, relax the head and neck. And then with an exhale, pull the knee to your chest, look forward and step in between the hands. Turn the back heel down, leading with your left arm, warrior two, come on up. So your front heel lines up the center of the back arch, back toes turn slightly forward. Front knee stacks with your ankle, the tailbone draws down, the front ribs pull in. The left side ribs draw back in line with the right, and your arms are expanding apart. You can focus over your front hand, but find your breath. Now I want you to look about 12 inches in front of your right foot. You're going to begin to lean forward, touch your fingertips down, lift your back foot and arm up. Half moon, flex the back foot, spin the inner left thigh down towards your right leg, but lift the left hip and shoulder towards the sky. For height in the back leg, you lift the inner thigh towards the inner ankle. You hug that outer right hip back. I like to put a micro bend in that standing leg so I'm not locking it out, hyperextending the knee. Puts a lot of pressure in that knee, which is unnecessary and a little bit unhealthy. Follow your breath. Now bend your standing leg deeply. Gently step that left foot back, warrior two. Now listen carefully. You're actually going to turn your left toes out to the back of the mat a little bit and begin to bend into your left knee, flexing your right foot up. Try and get those hips low. Arms can stay out. They can come to heart center. They may even come to the ground in front of you. But that left heel should stay on the mat, pushing the knee out. Make sure your left knee and your toes face the same direction. Right foot is flexing. Heel extends towards the front of the mat. Now while you sit here, in your mind's eye, I want you to envision extended side angle and then slowly bend into your front knee. Right hand can go inside your right foot, left arm will go up. Back toes turn forward as that top arm extends over your head. Drive that right arm into your knee, hug the right hip back, pull the belly in. Now can you cup the earth with that right hand? Get light. Knit the front ribs tighter and then maybe reach your right arm forward. Breathe. 2 more breaths. Take an inhale. Exhale, let your hands frame your front foot, turn to your back toes, step back, Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog, and exhale, downward dog. Now from downward dog, we're going to inhale the left leg to the sky. Bend the knee, open your hip. With an exhale, pull the knee to the chest, look forward to step forward, back heel turns down, we blossom open, warrior two. So front heel to back heel or back arch, back toes turn slightly forward, front knee stacks with the ankle. Even if that front leg isn't at a 90-degree angle, we're trying to get it close. Tailbone draws down, front body pulls in, back body gets taller, arms expand further apart. Now as you focus over your front hand, look 12 inches in front of your left foot. And keeping everything as it is, you're just going to begin to reach your left arm as far forward as it'll go. Try and get it there and then lift your back leg up. Flex that back foot. As you lift the right hip and shoulder up, remember you are spinning that inner right thigh down to anchor your back leg into the femur, or femur into the hip. Hug the outer left hip back, micro bend in that knee as you push more weight into your left big toe, expanding the arms apart. Breathe. Find your balance, find your composure. And then you're going to bend your standing leg as deep as you can. Very gently, warrior two, right foot will float back. Turn your right toes to the back of the mat as you bend into that right knee, point it with your toes, flex your left foot up. Arms can stay out. You could have them at heart center or hands could be in the earth. But push your right knee away from your torso, away from your armpits. You're getting that nice external rotation. Flexing the front foot, extending the hamstring out of the sit bone. Now while you sit here, remember, envision extended side angle and then slowly push into your back foot to rebend your front knee. Left hand inside the foot, right arm goes up. Back toes turn forward as you take your top arm up and overhead. Long line from the back foot out those fingertips. Hug the outer left hip back by driving that left knee into the arm. Use that isometric tension. Now get light on the left fingertips. Just pop up, pull the belly in, knit those ribs in, and then maybe extend your bottom arm forward for 3 full breaths, which means an inhale and an exhale. And then taking a deep inhale. Exhale, hands will go down to frame the foot. Turn to your back toes, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward dog. Now from downward dog, go ahead and just step the right foot next to the right thumb. Drop the back knee, top of the foot down. You might slide that leg back a good 3 to 4 inches, and then slowly pull your front leg straight. Left knee and hip stack. Your right toes flex back, so you're rocking to the back of your heel. Lengthening the spine out of the hips, pulling back. Exhale, begin to fold down the leg. Think belly to thigh, chest to knee, chin, nose, and forehead to shin. Also keep a slight bend in that right knee. Keep it soft. Don't shove it down towards the earth. Breathe a little deeper. If you're good here, you can stay. If you want to go for the full side splits, feel free to slide that front heel forward. But the tricky part there is not to straighten your front leg any more than you can straighten your back leg. And you know you're doing that if that left hip begins to pull out to the side of the room. Ardha Hanuman Asana or just Hanuman Asana, whichever one you want to take. 3 more breaths. So if you made it into the Hanuman or the side splits, it's generally not very pretty, but you're going to slowly rebend the front knee, stack it with your ankle, walk the foot over to your left a little bit as you flex the toes, drop your knee out. We'll come into pigeon pose. So getting the 90-degree angle isn't so crucial as much as your hips being square to the front of the mat, making sure your right hip and shin and knee are grounded, right? You can crawl forward, you can rest your arms, you can relax your jaw, you can close your eyes. But most importantly, begin to deepen your breath. In and out the nose. Take one more deep inhale. Extra long exhale. And then slowly step up onto your hands. Tuck your back toes. Lift the front leg up and back. Shake it out. Circle it out. Pedal it out. I like to do a little bit of all of that. But when you're ready, you'll step the left foot forward. Drop the back knee, top of the foot, and you have to slide it back a good amount, generally 3 to 5 inches. And then you pull your front leg straight, right hip stacks with your knee, left toes flex back. Lengthen the spine forward as you imagine pulling your hips back without actually sinking them back, and then exhale, begin to fold. Breathe. Hug both hips together. Imagine dragging the left heel back to keep the front knee safe. If you want to take full side splits, feel free to straighten out the back leg, but remember, don't let your right hip begin to open up to the side of the room. You want both hips to always remain square to the front of your mat. Slowly we'll rebend the front knee. Stack the knee with the ankle, then walk it slightly to your right. Flex the foot when you feel ready as you drop the knee out to the left. Hips stay square to the front of the mat as usual. Left shin and knee should be on the earth, and then your left hip should follow. So if it's not sitting on the ground, sit up on a block, a pillow, something, even a book if you have anything handy. Folding your body forward whenever you're feeling ready, and then softening anything you don't need. I know personally that when I sit here, because I'm releasing all this tension in the glutes and the hips, it tends to travel and my neck and my shoulders begin to tense and tighten up. So I have to consciously scan my body and remind myself to relax the neck, the shoulders. Breathing deeper. And remember, every inhale, pulling in that space, that expansion, and every exhale, finding that softness, heaviness, which cultivates a depth. And then go ahead and slowly step up onto your hands. Tuck your back toes, lift the knee, pull the belly in, and take that leg up and back. Shake it out, do what you need to do. But once your feet are on the ground, go ahead and drop to your knees, cross one ankle over the other, sit back behind your feet, and bring your legs straight out in front of you. So I'm going to give you two options. Legs straight out in front of you, you're going to find your sit bones. Sit up tall and reach up on an inhale, and then as you exhale, you'll fold your body forward. Paschimottanasana, right? Just a seated forward fold. If you've been practicing for a while and feel comfortable doing it, you could roll back and take plow pose, where you're actually going to roll the length of your spine. Camille can do it for us if you want to follow along at home. If not, just stay in the seated forward fold. Roll back onto your back. Push your hands next to your hips, and then you'll just push your feet up and overhead. Very important you don't look side to side once you're upside down. Flex the feet, so even if the toes don't touch the ground, if they don't, put your hands on the backs of your hips to take away some of the weight out of your neck. And if your toes do hit the ground, flex the feet, push your heels away from your butt. And just make sure you don't feel all the weight into the C7. So two different variations of a forward fold, just a little different. But still releasing the whole back body. Drawing your attention inward, allowing everything to begin to settle and drop in. And then wherever you're at, if you're still up at seated, you'll slowly roll your spine down vertebrae by vertebrae. And if you're in plow, release the hands, roll your hips down gently. Release the legs out, let the feet open up. Let the arms expand out, palms face up. Savasana. Close your eyes. Soften your face. Let go of your breath. So our breath is our anchor, right? It's the thing that connects the mind and body throughout our practice. Whereas now both body and mind are meant to become corpse-like, hence the name of the pose. So that you, the soul, can really begin to cultivate that experience of rejuvenation as you step aside from the body and the mind. This is it. Let yourself rest. So oftentimes you will hear in the yoga world that yoga is the unification of mind, body, and spirit. And to an extent, this is correct. But you also have to understand, although the body and the mind, they need you, the soul, to function. The soul does not need the body or the mind to survive. You are a perfect, eternal being, completely separate and individual on your own, away from the body and the mind. But as long as the soul is temporarily dwelling within this flesh suit, it is important to live your life in a way where the body, the mind, are connected with the soul. But then we have to begin to ask the questions of, well, then if I am that spiritual eternal being, what is my function? What is my purpose? And although that purpose is not material, we can still use the body and the mind as tools to help us achieve it. Using them in prayer, meditation, studying sastras or different holy scriptures of the world, and really furthering our spiritual progression, because that is something that the soul will never lose. So today I'm going to welcome you to just lay in Savasana for however long you would like. If you do have to get up and go, do so slowly, like you would at the end of any class with somebody pulling you out. Don't rush it. But also take that message with you, whether you lay in Savasana or if you have to go on about your day. Whatever you choose to do, namaste.